it's been a really great time, and I really appreciate being here. The people, the graciousness of the people around me has been really phenomenal, and I've really felt cared for. It's been really, really great. And the being here has helped me really solidify what I've read and what I've seen on DVD, and I'm going back really feeling like I really get it, like I can really go to work with this right now and make some really solid, good changes, and know where I'm at, because I've faltered before in working with people and going, where the hell am I? Like I don't know what my next step is. I don't know where to go with this, and which doesn't work for anybody. Now I really feel like, yeah, I know where to go with this. I know what to do. I know what the next step is, and just putting this into practice is. I'm really looking forward to going home and just doing this now. I can hardly wait. So, and really to understand that process, really that process that helps you remove yourself, and it's really just all hypnosis. It's all the foundation that we've learned is so important to being there, being with people. It's a phenomenal piece, and thank you for sharing it. You've come such a long ways from selling parts in the backyard to where you are. It truly is brilliant. So, and it's such beautiful work. It's just fabulously beautiful work. To see what we've seen in the last couple of days, is how beautiful that work was that took you into such a deep area, and brought that out.
Well, the thing is, it talks like this.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Y'all.
Well, I'm a product of the military. I spent 22 years in the military, and I was around like-minded people all the time. But after I retired, I found myself saying, is this all there is? And I started looking around on the computer and finding something going on, because I wanted to improve myself. So I typed in self-improvement, and NLP popped up. And so I started going to seminars, and after I did that, they said, make sure you find something close to home. And I ran into Robert, and I saw his work on YouTube, and then I came to his weekly seminars that he had, and saw that people were really making those changes that I saw on YouTube. So I kept coming, and then I came to this seminar, and there it is again. You're around like-minded people, and I really enjoy it. The way he puts it out there, you really get it. I mean, it's kind of overwhelming because it was so much. Well, I missed one day. In 4 days for me, it was so much, it's kind of overwhelming, and you have to go back over it again and again. But I really enjoyed it, and I'll be back again.
Well, I'm Linda, and I guess I have to keep on coming back so I can get it. And so really, I've really kind of picked up the phrase that I'm lucky Linda, and I truly feel lucky to be, when I do. Can we just cut this right now? And okay, good. Okay, when I was suggested, somebody told me about Robert 3 years before I ever got here, and then after I went, I was hooked. In that first personal session, I thought, wow, he made such a huge change in my life in 2 hours. I was like, I have to find out everything about this. And needless to say, I've come for over 3 years and have had the opportunity to go to seminars over and over and over again. And I just truly feel like one of the most fortunate people. And, what it's done for me is I am brand new. In fact, I was with Edie and Deirdre, and we were eating, and I said, well, you know, my life, it was really kind of colorful. It was good. And I was like, it was good? You know? I was like, where in the world did that come from? You know? But it's like I've just removed so much of it and replaced it that the good stuff exists. You know, all the good things in my life. And what a gift. What Robert's done for me, you know, and that he had to go through his struggle, and then he gives it away, and then he gives it to me, and then I can give it to others, and that it continues to grow. And from one person's transformation, then that one person, and I know I said this the last time, it affects another 8 people. Those 8 people affect another 8 people. And, you know, when we all live in a higher consciousness, and we don't live in that world of blame and victim that you teach, and we get to that higher model, then we can live from that and be present to that. And when we're that way, that's what we get to do, is raise others up. And, you know, Robert is that demonstration of who we are and who, you know, what we are. And you give it to us. You know, that's what we get in this course, that belief structure to know exactly who we are, no more and no less. And so I am very grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to have such great friends. And
Okay, well, thank you for the gratitude. I'm sure we all have it, and especially to Robert for giving it to us so freely, to the whole world on the YouTube. And so you just try to share it with everyone because it's free, you know. Change yourself, help yourself. I heard about EFT several years ago, and it was the old version, and it was so convoluted, and I just couldn't, there was no way. I couldn't wrap my mind around it. It was just too cumbersome. My massage therapist tried and tried to use it. He even gave me a paper to use, and I'm like, oh, to hell with it. And I was at a friend's house, and her friends were gathering her up to bring her to the free class at Unity. And I was like, it was like a light bulb. I'm going. Thank you for letting me be here to hear it. And I've been coming ever since, and that was probably over a year ago. And I watched the transformations. I never had the guts to get in the chair. I never, you know, couldn't be on YouTube and couldn't cry in front of everybody. But somehow it just happened when I found out he was, and I was always the one that was leaving for all the practitioners to come in after those classes. And I would know they were in there learning it, and I was like, he's teaching them how to do this. And I wanted to be in there so bad. And I feel like Robin, I think I can go do it now, you know. You know, I'm ready to, you know, to start. I've got a list of people to start on so they can take charge of themselves and learn how to take care of themselves and be responsible for the whole planet one step at a time, themselves first. And then we're just like a little domino effect, and everything's going to be better forever. So I'm really thankful for all you, and it's quite wonderful, and all the fun we've had, and it's all the laughs and all the tears. Everyone that shared, you know, it went back, and you get your own piece of your stuff, and you let it go with them, you know. And so thank you all very much, and especially you, Robert.
A girlfriend said, you know, she'd met Robert and she thought he could really help us with all our problems. So we came to Oklahoma City and we had a session with Robert, and, you know, I thought, wow, you know, this is really cool. And then I thought, well, I could learn what Robert's doing by buying the Gary Craig protocol. So I studied all that he had, and then I thought, there's still something that Robert's got that's just a little piece of magic, and I have got to find out what that is. And so I would drive from Tulsa to Oklahoma City every Tuesday night until I felt, you know, I was just inundating myself with his protocol, you know, his information, watching YouTube, watching his DVDs over and over and over again, to where we all are familiar with Robert in our home. And it's just, I just couldn't get enough of it, you know, and it's still like, I'm still driven to come over here and learn. And it's like every time I come to one of his seminars, I still am getting pieces and learning more and more. And it's not only transforming my life, but as I work with people and I'm seeing the transformations in their life, It's just so exciting, and it's so powerful and simple and effective. You know, there was one time I called Linda and I said, you know, he got down to 0, and she said, you know, I said it was just so easy, and she said that's the way it is. You know, it's just that easy and that effective. You know, and so, you know, coming to the seminar, it's like, you know, you really get to hone down on some of the very essential pieces that really help you to be effective, like when he made us all do the tree metaphor experience, you know, to really, you know, get that in my mind and to know what a useful piece of tool that just one little phrase is, and learning other little techniques like the spinning technique and the facial expression technique, and, you know, having him here in a personal situation where, like, if you have any questions, you've got him to answer your questions, you know, right there, and just the energy that is in this place with, you know, having all these people here that are like-minded, and so, you know, it really is a pleasure to be here, and thank you, Robert. You're great.
I just wanted to share one thing, and you know, as we transform, then it changes other people. My son called me last night, and he said, you know, I just want to tell you, Mom, you were always right. I just love that when that happens. I'm like, call me back. Leave it on my voicemail.
One of the main reasons that I am here is because of Robert's belief system. And the core that struck me more than anything else is that there are no broken people. I've, for most of my life, when I have been doing this work, where I was coming from was that I was fundamentally flawed, that there was actually something wrong with me, and that I always had to fix it. And I have spent a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of energy doing workshops, and they all played their part. You know, I'm not knocking what I did do. It took everything to get me to this point. But the difference and what brought me here is that the core of the belief system is that I am perfect. I personally have, you know, a Christian belief, and my belief says that I am a child of God, and the core of what this belief system says allows me to believe that. And when I'm operating from there, then I can be much more powerful within myself, and I can also be much more powerful for other people. And when I look at everybody else and know that they are all functioning perfectly for what has been downloaded into them, the power of that is what will help me to make changes in other people and also myself. Well, I definitely believe that by being here, by studying this work, that the door has opened. The door is now open, that I can step inside my own life, my own world, my own essence, my own being, and function in the abundant way that I was born to function in. That's it.
The thing, you know, to tie into that about one of the most powerful things that I learned from you, Robert, was, you know, I had already done a lot of dream work before I got here. And I understood that, you know, these dreams are here to help me, bring me some message to empower me, heal me. So I had understood that. But then when I began to understand your belief system and the idea that in our conscious, wakeful mind, when we recreate our memories, then we are all the players, the actors, the directors, and I already understood that concept from dream work, sleep dream work. But when it took that leap into my conscious thought, it was just so empowering. I mean, it just like, wow. And it's still sometimes hard for me to make that shift because, you know, I go into my waking trances And, I think it's real. And then Linda reminds me it's all from the past, And so I just keep working on it. But it's a very powerful concept, and it's helped me a lot. Thank you for bringing that.